All right, members of the media, with from Morgantown High School, head coach John Bouts, players Alyssa Tingler, Barbara Messerly, and Maddie Ansel. Coach Mosley, appreciate your time. Just opening thoughts and I'll get some questions. Just opening thoughts on the game.
First of all, that's the way semifinal Friday is supposed to be. It's a heck of a ball game between two teams that have become, I would consider us rivals, but it's not a nasty rivalry. You know what I'm saying? So I have the most respect for Coach Murray. He's a heck of a coach over there, and I think just tonight they had 4 seniors on the floor, and the experience may have gotten us a little bit there. So wow. But this group of kids, I mean, what they mean to this old guy right here sitting here, I can't even put into words because they're the greatest human beings on this earth. And I'm an emotional fella. Y'all know that. You watch me coach. I get into it. I love it, and it's because of these girls. Even that's my wife. They make me a better person. I've coached other places, and she said I wasn't as great of a person as I am now coaching these young ladies. And I was upset in the hallway. I do cry. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I go into the locker room, we have a little conversation, and we end up laughing. And that's just how it has been all year here. And someday we could probably write a book on this season and talk a lot about it. But, the ball bounced their way a lot tonight, and that's just the way basketball is, and that's why we love this sport.
So if you guys were there 4 or 5, I feel like a million times in this game, right there, tied it, one possession, but they just, every time you got to one possession, they would go on a little bit of a run. What kept it from going in your own favor? You said the ball bounced their way a little bit, but what was it about what they were doing?
They were playing hard, and we watched Kennedy Porter talk about they're going to play hard tonight and play harder than us. I don't know if that was the case. She was a monster on the boards again, I believe. She's a senior, and they have, before the game, Coach Murray talked to me, and they haven't won much down here, and Morgantown High has, and we're here on semifinal Friday a lot, and we're going to continue to be here on semifinal Friday a lot. As long as I'm around, I'm going to tell you that right now. But it was just they wanted it. They really wanted it. They dug in, and then number 11, man, she was a little spark plug for them. She wasn't even on the scouting report, to be honest with you. And she just kind of. A couple baskets were wild shots that fell in too. Some of those shots that fell for them tonight were wild. And, I think it was tied 44-44, and Ava Clinton comes down and tries to pull with Jordan Harrison and gets called for a 5th foul. So, I don't know. That kind of changed the complexion of the game. We get the steal on that and go down and score at the other end. You might see a different crew of people sitting up here in the first interview. So, that's how basketball is. And, give Parkersburg a lot of credit.
The toughest part about them, you've seen them a couple times now. They have obviously a good mix of size. They've got ball handlers with Flanagan and such, but it doesn't seem like you guys match up poorly with them.
I think they present a matchup problem for us with Lucy Klein and Kennedy in the paint. And I think we present a matchup problem for them with our speed and our tenacity and just how we move. We're a pretty athletic squad. No matter who we put in there is a good athlete. This girl right beside me, I'm going to talk about her a lot right now because the summer I was ready to take the job, she was coming off a knee injury, Alyssa Tingler. And we just noticed she was playing really hard for the JV team. And I was like, hey, we like you, playing that hard. And then last year she had a stellar JV season. She was kind of the Kennedy Porter of JV basketball. But this kid works her butt off. Like people tell me all the time, I see her at HealthWorks working on those moves, and that's just the kind of kids we got. And then this girl here, she was upset about how state tournament went last year and how they sagged off her about 15 feet. We joke around. It wasn't really 15 feet, but, now you can't sag off her because she's a dagger. And credit all these girls. They just worked their butts off for this old guy. And, Parkersburg, they got what it takes. You can go inside out, you know what I mean? That's tough to beat. And, we thought the zone would give them problems, but they came out on fire. And, it wasn't us like really not knowing what to do or anything like that, or it wasn't the scheme. It was just they were knocking down shots, and that's what it takes to win in Charleston. You got to knock down shots. And first half we didn't knock as many down. Second half I thought we were right there with them. I thought we were maybe the better team in the second half at times, but like I said, the ball bounced their way a couple times and it didn't bounce ours.
Melissa, can you go off of that? I'd let you have a little moment for your senior. Obviously, the lone senior on the team. Stepped up in a huge way this year, obviously. Where did you see yourself grow the most throughout the course of the year, you think?
Probably my post moves. I feel like, and just making contact with others. I feel like I'm lower now. I have rebounded more. Just being more confident in my little fakes and spins and stuff. Yeah.
Parker, I want to ask you, you lost a few, not lost, but on the court at least, you guys lost some really key leaders. But you're a junior leader on this team, obviously. What was your mindset in the season, just trying to be a leader on the court?
I just knew I had to step up and be a big role model for my team. I knew there wasn't much experience coming back, kind of like he said, because Alyssa was a floater, and me and Dews were really the only people with experience at this level. And losing people like Kaylee and Brenna obviously are key contributors, so I knew I had to step up and be a leader on this team as an upperclassman and as a producer.
What impressed you the most this season about your young roster, keeping it together? I know you could probably talk for hours about that.
We could talk for hours about it, Mike, and we probably have a little bit off the record, but they believe in me. They believe in our coaching staff. And let's talk about Jared Brown and Mike Baldy. Those are two terrific assistant coaches. They get a lot of credit, too. I'm not going to be that head coach that takes a lot of the credit. I like my assistants. I love them. We just mesh together really well, and it doesn't always look that way. You're not always lucky in high school basketball to get a couple guys that work hard with you and enjoy being around each other, And that's what we have. And I think it trickles down to the kids. But this season, it's just been resilient. We've never made an excuse from the beginning. And that we talked about that, no excuses. Be resilient, be tough, tougher longer, a lot of these things. And, we have fun in practice, too. So you got a group of kids that actually enjoy coming to practice. When you show up, we practice at 8 in the morning, and you got kids, showing up at 7 o'clock in the morning and shooting, and I bring some donuts in too. That might be why they come. I don't know, but it's just a special group of young ladies, and like I told them in the locker room, I was just going through the memories in there, and they were making me smile because I was upset, and just thinking about this season and the fun we had together. The fun times absolutely outweighed the strife we had a little bit, but I think it just made us tougher in life, and I think these girls will look back on this year, and this may be one of the tougher things they go through in life this year. So basketball prepares you for the real world.
Any further questions? All right, Coach Lace, thank y'all very, very much. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, fellas.
Thank you. Thank you.
The rest of the girls are doing good.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, and members of the media, we have with us victorious head coach from Parkersburg High School, Chris Murray, players Francis Geis, Kennedy Porter, Warren Flanagan. Mr. Slate, appreciate your time. Congrats on the win. Just an opening thoughts on your question.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys sticking around for the late show. What a great game. Between two teams that, I think combined 18 state titles between us. Credit to Morgantown. They have found a way through their adversity. They have done a good job. Coach Folks has done just such a great job with that team, and he gets them ready to play defense for 32 minutes, and they play so hard. They'll be back. I don't need to be the one to say that. You guys obviously know that. Want to give a shout out to Nick Bibby for being one of our big sponsors as well. Providing dinner for us yesterday, and then I just want to say also our game plan from Amy and then our assistant coaches Billy, Rudy, Shay, and Kyle, and what they do for us day in, day out. I'm mainly when you're at Parkersburg High School, I mean, you're operating on a $35,000 a year budget. I mean, you're planning, multiple trips. You're doing all of this stuff, and when we walk out there, we have 17 coaches, but they all serve a purpose and they all serve a role. And we wouldn't be here today without them. We just wouldn't be. I mean, they have multiple roles in what they do. They are some of the best people I've been around. I coached with Amy at Warren. She's been a mentor to me for years. To have her on staff, and this year has been nothing but great. That was her game plan. We touched on it. We talked about it. We discussed things. But excellent job. She's going to be so mad at me for doing that, but it just needed to be said. She did a great job.
What did you ultimately feel like was the difference in the game? I mean, it felt like, just teams basically trading punches and blows back and forth, but every time they answered or tied it, your girls made a play to keep an arm's length, I guess, or play from the front.
Yeah, I just thought I just felt like we kept getting really good offensive opportunities, and we kept making and forcing really tough offensive opportunities for them. Carper got loose a few times and hit some big shots off some screens, but I just thought we made them make really tough twos. And credit to their post players inside. That's the best that I've ever seen them play, and they did a really good job, and they played with some really great confidence. They did a good job, but I just felt like we were just getting to the rim really well on ball reversals, and it was just a matter of converting those. And sometimes we did, sometimes we didn't. But I just kept telling the girls, and any time out, I was like, those are really good shots. You're doing a really good job. Everything you're doing is fine. We're gonna be okay. I was just really proud of them. They reversed the ball and attacked well downhill. Right. We just had a lot of great straight line drives, and I was proud of the girls.
Coach, it seemed like you kept going into these 1- and 2-minute lulls without scoring until Miss Porter grabbed a rebound and threw it back in there. Can I get a comment on that situation? Because they cut a 7-point lead down to 0.
Yeah.
In the fourth quarter.
We met pregame, obviously, and, we knew that they're going to make runs. They knew that we're going to make runs. Part of the game, right? Just stay composed. Eventually, I mean, Kennedy's a monster inside. She is the Derek Coleman of West Virginia basketball, right? Shout out Syracuse, baby, right?
Syracuse, let's go.
Let's go. We'll talk about it at some point in our lives, but we're massive Syracuse people. We go to so many Syracuse games, but definitely not the time now. But, I mean, Kennedy's just a freaking monster. She's been that way. I've talked about them before, when they were freshmen, Lauren and Kennedy. I just will never forget it. Kennedy started game 6 on as a freshman, and Lauren was very much a spot start. Should have probably started her, right? We should have probably started her more than we did. But we played at West Virginia State against Spring Valley, and they beat us by what felt like 45 points. They were just running up and down on us. And Joe Bricado actually published that game. I would have buried it deep in the archives. And but we went to the locker room and they're bawling their eyes out. And you just can't it's the same Parkersburg South. You can't replace competition, the competitive edge. They cared more than anything in the world. They just cared. And they just got their doors blown off to a team that was pretty experience heavy. And I just knew that those were the kids we were going to build around and we were going to grow with. And and I want it for them because they work their butts off. It's all for them. I mean, everything they do, man, it's to make us look good. typically we screw it up. They do such a good job for us.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Ms. Porter, you want to make a comment on that, saving the day, the whole night?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that, but like my teammates definitely have my back, and I think I was struggling, getting boards and putbacks in the first quarter, really the first half, and I think like something sparked in me. I was like, I need to get this board. I need to change the pace of this game, and like, I just kind of grabbed the board, put it back up, and just and just hoped.
Yeah, great, thank you.
Lauren, can you tell me a little bit about the floater you hit down the stretch? It's a tough spot because I think you're up 1 or 2, maybe even 3, but you don't want to take a bad shot. You also don't necessarily need to be holding the ball. So just tell me a little bit about your mindset there, because it was a pretty high percentage look, but it's obviously a risky play as well.
Right. Well, you can't guard 2 people sit down there. So KP's such a force down there. That girl had to decide. And she was hugging KP's side the past few possessions, and I was like, I'm just going to shoot it because I practiced those and I've worked hard and I deserve to take a shot like that. And yeah.
Open question to any of the girls here. Obviously, big game tomorrow, crosstown showdown, part 3. You guys haven't come up on the right side the first 2 times. What are you guys looking to maybe change about those games and bring into tomorrow's game? What did you learn in those games?
I kind of think that it's definitely a big game, 2 rivals, like 2 sides of Parkersburg, and Parkersburg's South's a great team. And I think we just kind of need to bring more hustle. I think we've laid back a couple times the last 2 times we played them, and I think we just really need to work hard, and they're a great team, so they're not going to give us like anything easy. It's going to be a tough game, so I just really think we need to just push hard like we did tonight.
Mm-hmm. I think over the past few months between now and the last time we played them, we have worked our butts off. We have worked extra hard, clocks ticking, time's ticking away, and we've just continued as the course of the season has gone on. We've just worked harder, and we know what it takes to win now, and we're well prepared. And I'm really proud of my teammates, and I have the most wonderful teammates in the world.
Chris, the overall game, I guess, that we just watched, John was saying that you guys have kind of developed a rivalry, but it's not a bitter rivalry.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people would vouch that, that was an outstanding high school basketball game. I mean, I know it's easier to feel that way when you're on the winning side, but he was saying the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, we started the fourth quarter. I think we started the fourth quarter up 2, and I just kind of went down to John, before that quarter started, and I said, "This is a great game." Like, I heard Coach, I think it's Coach Davidson from Wyoming East earlier say, like, just be happy for people, and like in our sport, we're often jealous of other programs, coaches, and all that, and like we lose sight that this is a really hard job, right? Like this is a hard gig, man. Coaching high school girls, and asking them to be the best at all times is it's challenging work. They come every day to work as well. We're pretty fortunate because at Parkersburg the demand is excellence, right? Like, so I think that when you watch other programs, that's why we have such a good relationship with George Washington. That's why we have such a good relationship with Morgantown, because they demand excellence of their kids and their programs. So you kind of get attracted to playing teams like that can make you better, right? Like they can make you better. So yeah, man. I mean, it's both of us want to win. We would have been very disappointed, but like we would appreciate and respect the fact that we played a good game. Like that was a good, clean game. It was a great game.
Francis, what was just these guys beat you earlier in the year. What was this like to come out here tonight? And what was your difference? You got in your mind, you guys led the whole game, couldn't shake them, they tied it, and you guys were able to pull it out and get it done.
Yeah, they're a really great team, hard to play against, but we've just grown and watched film countless amount of times just to get ready for them, and it just shows that we pay attention to it.
Yeah, I mean, big shout out to Parkersburg South, man. Big shout out to Wood County basketball. I mean, shout out Williamstown, shout out Parkersburg South, shout out Parkersburg. I mean, it's I would say that's got to be a golden era of talent in the area, man, and the kids that are all going to be representing our county. Somebody's going to have to tell Tommy Joyce to shut everything down, or newly elected Wood County Commissioner Jim Hamrick. Somebody's got to make a decision on tomorrow quick. Okay.
You guys are all seniors. You know, this could have been your last game tonight. What? Okay, so you're not.
No, I'm a junior.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll direct this to the seniors then up there. Last game for you guys potentially, or tomorrow is the last game, but it could have been tonight. You know, what did you guys? Is that extra motivation? How did you guys use that tonight?
Kennedy and I are sharing a room at the hotel, and Francis is as well, and Lucy Klein.
They do in the regular season as well. They just-
Yeah, yes. But Kennedy's my best friend, and the seniors are my best friends. I've grown up around these girls. I went to elementary school with over half of them, and they've been my best friends ever since, and it's very emotional knowing that tomorrow is the last game playing with them. And yeah, I cry a lot, I'm sorry. But
No, it's okay. Emotion's cool.
Yeah.
We're all allowed to have feelings.
But I just love these girls so much.
I mean, like you said, I mean, like Murray said from the beginning when we both started as little freshmen, I mean, all the seniors play a very big role, but, you know, me and Lauren have been together since the beginning and even playing when we were younger. So just this feeling of making it to the state championship, and we've worked all season for this, and knowing that it's going to be our last game, but hopefully we end on a high note, and we've worked all season for this, and it's just a great feeling.
At the beginning of the year, Kennedy and I, Coach Murray had the girls write a list of things, accomplishments that they wanted to, get done this year. And on number one was, for both Kennedy and I, was win a state title.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, Francis, let me ask you this then. As a junior, over the last 3 years, seniors, you get one more game with them. What kind of impact have they had on you as a player and your growth over the last couple of years?
They've always been there for me. I've always been really close, especially with this class. Like, they're some of my best friends, and okay, now she's like, okay, sorry. Just getting to play with them, it's just amazing. We're all so fortunate to have such great teammates to play with, and yeah, it's impacted my game and also myself as a
What's
person.
going to be the routine after the game tonight, to get your guys up ready? Obviously, Parkersburg South gets a little extra bit of rest. They played a couple hours before you guys. So what are you guys up to afterwards, and how are you guys going to get prepared tomorrow with such a quick turnaround?
Yeah, what do you guys want to do tonight?
well, me, Lauren, and Francis are all in the same room, like we said. So, and Lucy. So 4 starters in the same room.
Yeah.
Just gonna rest and
Get our minds
get our
Shower
mind
and
right.
sleep.
Shower and sleep right now, and then tomorrow just prepare. We were in the locker room before our game, just getting hype, music playing, getting our mind right. So.
What's the go-to song?
Oh.
The Mid-Ohio Valley's
Well,
asking on Facebook.
Well, it is.
Right
It's Amy's playlist. We
Yeah,
spoke from there.
I don't know. What was our favorite song today?
We played so many songs.
We
Not
played a lot.
sure.
I think we're Big X the Plug people.
No, none that might be appropriate
Say
to
on the
say.
page.
Yeah.
That's always a good one.
Young Gunna.
But we're definitely gonna play Among Us. It's a game.
Yeah.
Check it out. Great game. But yeah.
Yeah, I just think we have to keep our heads high. It's going to be a tough game tomorrow. Parkersburg South is going to give us a hard game to play.
right.
Keep our heads high. Stay level-headed all games. Stay level-headed tomorrow all day until we have to play.
Yeah, we trust each other though. We trust our coaching staff. We trust our teammates, and just so blessed to be in this position.
Mm-hmm.
I love you, Coach Murray.
To any of you too, what would it mean? It's been since 2019. Obviously, that sounds like it's super long, but things in the world have changed and gone on. What would it mean to bring a state title in basketball and girls basketball back to the city of Parkersburg, and in a new class as well too? I know it was in AAA at that time, so now it would be in Quad A for the first time.
Yeah, I just think we just got to focus on one day at a time. We can't. Those kids have all graduated, right? So we just have to really focus on what we can do to do well. I mean, obviously that's going to be a goal for both sides of it, but we just got to focus on one day at a time. We can't look ahead in terms of that. We can't rely on the legacy of others. You got to create your own legacy, right? That's it's. You can't like Shaylee Kirby's on our staff, but she can't shoot for us tomorrow, right? I mean, we've tried to figure it out. We were looking if we had an open roster spot, but yeah, I think Shaylee sticks out like a sore thumb. But that's the other thing, man. I mean, our staff, with the exception of myself and Rudy, is Parkersburg people. Billy's a Parkersburg grad, Amy's a Parkersburg grad, Shay's a Parkersburg grad. Who else? Kyle Bowling. My brother-in-law, Parkersburg grad, right? So, I mean, it runs deep. The tradition runs deep for them. It matters to them more I just try to coach game to game. I've never treated South as an overly big game. I've always just treated it like another game. That's what we'll do again tomorrow. We'll treat it like another game. We'll look past the jersey and just get ready, man. And, it's up to them to go make their legs. You can't rely on it. You got to go do it.
Yep.
And I think, speaking of Shaylee, she's been in the locker room. She puts up her 2 rings that she got from winning 2 state championships, and that's been a lot of motivation. She's been helping us, get to this point a lot, and I just want to shout her out because she's definitely been. All our coaches have been great to getting us to this point, and we're all grateful for all of them.
Absolutely, a little extra bling would be good. to finish off your
Yes.
career.
That's right, baby.
Another year, then maybe she can get 2.
Yeah.
Maybe she can match Shaylee then next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, thank you all very much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Sorry, I started
Appreciate you guys.
crying. I'm a very emotional human being.
Eat it,
Hey,
eat
shout
at
out
Flanagan's.
Shout out Flanagan's.
Parkersburg.
You're allowed to be emotional.
I know.
Before I forget, what's your title series? My dad was